Hey guys, this is Hunt for Games. Final Fantasy XIV Heavensward has been out for almost a month now, and as with all new classes in MMOs, that means tons of players have already reached the level cap on one or more of the new jobs. Plenty of us have barely gotten a chance to scratch the surface though, and leveling these comes with the initial challenge of understanding the first 30 levels of abilities all at once, as they shoot you straight to level 30 when you finish the quest to obtain the job. With that in mind, here's an introduction to the first few levels of Dark Knight, the new tank from Heavensward. Once you've been granted access to Ishgard, the three new jobs are all available through their respective quests. Unlike Machinist, however, Dark Knight doesn't have a fancy sign or large symbol on the map to help direct you to where it is. The secret quest giver is lurking in a corner outside the tribunal, at coordinates 12 or 13-8. Turns out this guy isn't Jack anybody, he's a random bystander who's but a single step in leading us towards our inevitable destiny as a wielder of darkness. He shares with us a tale of a mysterious warrior, a knight who wielded only a large greatsword in his trial by combat, and used some kind of strange blood magic. Unfortunately, he apparently lost his trial and was mercilessly killed. Not letting that stop us, we head to the usual body dump locale to investigate the situation. It's here that we encounter our would-be trainer in the dark arts, who hands us our first greatsword and sends us on our way. Now at this point the job essentially behaves the same as all the others. You have a job quest for a new ability and storyline every 5 levels. I've only made it through those first 5 levels and the first couple of quests, so take my understanding of how the class behaves with a grain of salt, as this is more of an introductory guide to the initial abilities. Being a tank job, your priorities are going to be a little different in and out of parties. Outside a party, your goal is very similar to all the other classes, maximizing your damage output while surviving the given fighter situation. While in a party, however, the goal is usually to maintain a high level of enmity against the enemies the party is currently fighting, and prevent them from attacking the squishier players like the healer or damage dealer. This can change depending on the fighter situation, but usually remains the core concept. With that being said, many abilities for a tank job will have a focus on increased enmity as a primary or additional effect. These will be the Dark Knight's main methods of holding aggro, while the other abilities will be used to increase damage output, increase defense, etc. To start out, these core abilities are Spinning Slash, which changes from Hard Slash, Unmend, an instant ranged attack that uses MP, and is very similar to Warrior's Tomahawk. Finally, there's Unleash, a wide-range MP-based AoE. Spinning Slash is a pretty standard attack that provides decent damage and is the second stage in the chain to a third more powerful attack. Unmend is great for opening a battle. It requires no chain, allowing for immediate enmity generation, and is ranged, allowing you to hit enemies before those anxious DDs can do too much. Unleash is so far the most fun ability in the Dark Knight's arsenal though. It's similar to Flash in that it has a wide range enmity generation, but it differs in that it does damage. Not much, mind you, but enough to be beneficial with 4 or 5 enemies in range. At lower levels, where large pulls have become the norm in all these overgeared lower level scenarios, it's pretty fun to spam. This can drain your MP pretty fast, but luckily Dark Knight has some great tools at its disposal to restore that missing MP. Blood Weapon is a short-lived buff that restores MP on each attack based on how much damage is done, and increases attack speed as well. Siphon Strike is a chainable ability on your base attack, which also restores MP. While I'm sure MP management will be a large focus in the later game, early on it's not that much of a concern if you accidentally blow through it all. The remaining abilities show some great promise for how the job will evolve into the 40s and 50s. A standard stun, low blow with a 30% chance that the next parry will reset the timer. Grit is a toggleable stance that increases defense while decreasing offense, but certain offensive abilities like Blood Weapon are not usable while it's in play. This means it probably won't be a set it and forget it on harder fights. On the opposite side is Dark Side, which increases damage dealt by 15%. There's no downside defensively, but your MP is constantly drained while it's active, and MP refreshing statuses have no effect. Power Slash, which I mentioned earlier, is the third ability in the initial 3 chain attacks, but focuses solely on higher damage. Looks like later on it will also add enmity when used under the Dark Arts effect, but I don't have that yet. Reprisal can only be triggered after parrying and lowers the target's damage dealt. And Shadow Skin is a nice little temporary shield for decreasing damage taken during those tough sections. Overall, Dark Knight has been great fun so far, and is a very aggressive tank job. Tanking is definitely a different kind of animal from healing and damage dealing, so it'll be interesting to see what kind of protective utilities Dark Knight provides later in the game. If you've been thinking about trying a tank job or have already leveled Warrior and Paladin, still check it out. As always, like the video if you liked it, and please subscribe for more Heavensward videos. I'll have more coming soon as I continue to make my way through the expansion. Thanks for watching.